My name is Bloody Duddits. I've got a little preview today for you on why Warlocks specifically need the Vault of Glass armor set. This is absolutely insane. Just look at all of them orbs I'm creating on that left hand side with the Wavesplitter. This is with the Wavesplitter Catalyst and the Vogue armor. So a quick preview, the Vault of Glass armor set will give you an orb of power when you have a subclass buff, but it drops at your feet, which is absolutely nuts. So as long as we'll match the subclass buff, which we're going to do with second filaments on Void, Get Devour, we're going to be featuring them. We'll also be featuring Spirit of the Filaments as well. Wavesplitter, which gives you Attrition Orbs and Detonator Beam. And we'll also be featuring some other weapons like Borealis with Fundamentals, which also gives you a huge damage increase, guys, as well as hard light as well. So in short, this video, it won't be an actual build, although I will leave a dim link, but I am going to do a video for a build. But this video is just going to be a preview of the Vault of Glass armor set on a Warlock and what you can do with it with Devour. Guys, it's absolutely nuts. Trust me, stay with me, you'll be impressed. So we'll start off with the armor set, Aethion's Memory, obviously from Vault of Glass. The two-piece is kind of poop, if I'm honest with you. It's not really good. It does like a burst of radial area fluid when you get low health. It's not very good, if I'm honest. The four-piece, though, is exceptional. It makes up for that two-piece by a long shot. While you have a subclass buff, dealing sustained damage creates an Orb of Power. That Orb of Power actually drops at your feet. It's not like Attrition Orbs when you've got a subclass buff. So if we're on Void, we want to be getting Devour, Solar, Radiant, things like that, Woven Mail on Strand. But because we're on Void, we're going to be getting Devour, and a really easy way to get Devour is by second filaments. So while using a Void Super, when you put your Empowering Rift down, you grant Devour, you also get class ability back as well, and it disrupts combatants with any weapon. So as long as you put your Rift down like so, you're going to get Devour. As long as it's the Empowering Rift, you'll see there. And then what happens, I'm not using an Attrition Orb weapon, you're just going to start creating orbs, and they drop at your feet, which you can use for armor charges and things like that. So just having them orbs at your feet is absolutely exceptional. Great for survivability as well. Health regen, etc. Armor charges. However, it's really good with a sniper called Borealis. This has got the Fundamentals perk on there. The Fundamentals perk states when you match the element. So obviously this is Void. You're going to get 30% extra damage when you get Devour as well. So you get 30% extra damage for free just by putting your Rift down. So just on its own, you've also got Sniper's Meditation as well. So if you just take a look at this damage number here, obviously, like I said, you can see that Sniper's Meditation, which we'll go into in a moment. You're hitting for 402, and now the Sniper's Meditation, you're going to go up 15% just by hitting a few crits. So we went from 402, and then we're going to end up at 463 with Sniper's Meditation. However, we are going to proc Child of the Old Gods and Devour. So Devour will give you the 30% for our fundamentals. Your Child of the Old Gods will give you the 15% weakening effect. And obviously with the Vault of Glass armor gear set, we will also be getting armor charges, which are featuring for all Void Surges as well. So the damage that you can do with Borealis, for example, is astronomical. Absolutely massive damage increase. And then all of them orbs that you create are going to drop at your feet, which again you can use for your Void Weapon Surges. So basically you got 15% from your Child of the Old Gods, 30% on your Fundamentals, which also works on Hard Light, plus your Surges as well, and your Empowering Rift, guys. Absolutely nuts. It also works with a Fundamentals perk on Hard Light as well, obviously, and Dead Messenger. So just to clarify, standing in your Empowering Rift gives you a 20% damage increase. You've got Void Surges at will with the Vogue armor, and then the 30% from Fundamentals and your Child of the Old Gods all stacking up together, guys. Absolutely nuts. Really good little set. There's loads of things you could do with them orbs as well. Obviously, you can pick them up on your Void subclass. You're going to get Devour every time you pick up, which will fully heal you as well. So you're just going to keep proccing that over and over again. You've also got Echo of Harvest, where you defeat a weakened target, which you can do with your Void Soul and grenades to create even more orbs of power. So there is plenty of things you can do with it. Like I said, the picking up the Orb of Power from Devour is exceptional. That will literally heal you to full health as well. So, massive damage increases. That was just the sort of little preview. The main sort of point of the video was how good Wavesplitter is, so we're going to get into Wavesplitter. So, the Wavesplitter is a Void exotic trace rifle. It's got the perk on there, harmonic laser. Laser damage is 3 power levels that oscillate when the trigger is held down. It's also got the perk on there, supercharged battery, collected an orb of power, which works great with the Vault of Glass armor. Don't forget. It grants a period of maximum power that starts with automatic reload. So auto reloads is when you pick up an orb. Sustained fire in this mode also suppresses the targets. And it's also got the catalyst on there, which basically gives you attrition orbs and detonator beam. Guys, when I tell you this is made for the Vault of Glass armor gear set, it is actually made for it. Stay tuned. So, let's take a look at this damage increase, what you can actually get with this. So, with Wavesplitter, it's hitting for 27. Nothing spectacular. Obviously, put your Empowerment Rift down, you've got your Devour. You've got 47 damage, guys, which is like double the damage. But we can actually add in Volatile Marksman, Rapid Void Precision Hits, and Rapid Void Final Blows. Grant volatile rounds. And then we're going to add in Malign Harvest. Rapidly applying Volatile will cause your next instant of Void weapon damage to create a weakening burst. Now, on Prismatic, you don't get Void Souls, so this practically removes the need for Void Souls. And then you've also got Harsh Refraction. Trace rifles do more damage to targets afflicted by elemental debuffs. This is an additional 20% extra damage on top of your weakening and your Empowering Rift. Guys, like, it's just a joke. And then you've got your Vault of Glass armor again, and I'll keep banging on about it, which is going to give you armor charge as well, which you can use for surges. Now look at that damage increase. It goes up to 64, guys. What an absolute joke that is. That is like nearly triple the damage. Don't forget, I started off at 27 damage and it ends up at 64, guys. Wow, that's crazy. And you're just creating an ungodly amount of orbs with the Attrition orbs and the Vault of Glass armor set. Now, the good thing about running Attrition orbs and the Vault of Glass gear set, what happens is the Vault of Glass gear set, so I've said it, drops at your feet. The orbs will drop at your feet from the gear set, and then the Attrition orbs are going to drop orbs at the target. So you're creating orbs left, right, and centre whilst maintaining an astronomical amount of damage. Now, this sort of got me thinking, like, what can we do with it? Like I said, it's not going to be a full-on build, but if you switch over to Prismatic, there's a fragment on there called Facet of Purpose. Picking up an Orb of Power is going to grant you Bolt Charge, Restoration, Frost Armor, Woven Mail, or an Overshield. Obviously, we're on Void, so every time we pick up an Orb, again, you're going to get all them bonuses for your armor charges. You're also going to start getting Void Overshields as well. So, I've got a Void Overshield there. So, now you're getting Void Overshields as well. Crazy, guys. Really, really good, which is extra survivability. Now, if you go over to Prismatic, like I said, Spirit of the Filaments, casting an Empowering Rift will grant you a Devour. Defeating the target while Devour is active gives you class ability. And then Spirit of Harmony, Final Blows with weapons that have a damage type matching your super element, grant you super energy. So, with this combo paired up with Elemental Supercharger, because it suppresses overloads, you're going to get an absolute crap ton of super energy as well. So, you've got Elemental Supercharger, Harmony, Filaments, Wavesplitter, Orbs, left, right, and centre, Overshields, you name it, you've got everything going, and be able to put out an absolute crap ton of damage. It all just works really, really nicely. Supercharged batteries, infinitely procs as well for me orb pickup, so you're constantly reloading. Just absolutely astronomical what you can do when you ever think about it. Now, what I want you to know in the comments is let me know if you want to see like a specific build for this. I will do a Wavesplitter build, because I haven't really done one this season. I will do a Wavesplitter build and use it in some -50s. These are -50 champs. Look at that. Gets absolutely rinsed. So if you do want to see a full-on video on this, let me know. And I'll obviously not explain all of the glass armor and everything that you've seen. I will literally just go in straight into the footage. Let me know. But yeah, that wraps up the video. Orbs of Power everywhere, guys. Devour, which heals you. Void Overshields on your Prismatic. And like I said, with them seasonal artifact perks, I really like it because you do apply weakening as well, which replaces the need to run a full Void subclass. You don't need Child of the Old Gods if you're weakening as well. So, thanks for watching. Have a great day.